Hi, everybody. Russ from the West Ham Network. Late show with Russ and maybe Stel. I hope everybody's safe and well. Just thought we'd do a little late show. I've been done one for a while, and obviously with Anton out of action at the moment, and so me and Stel thought we'll do one. So I thought I'd come on, and Stel might join us later. He may do. He may not. But anyway, hope you're all safe and well. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. As I said, we're rapidly on our way to 10,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. So make sure you hit the bell icon notifications so you're made aware of any time we come on, because like we might do a late show, we might do a West Ham Daily, we might do a lunchtime show, we might interview an ex-player, which is what we've done this week. It's what we've done this week. We had Stuart Slater on the channel, and we'll have another ex-Hammer on Wednesday 9 p.m. UK time. Plus, we'll have a quiz. We'll do the West Ham Weekly tomorrow. No, not tomorrow yet. On Monday, and all that good stuff. And then we get ready for Wolves. So I just want to come on. This is late show. Anything happens, anything goes. Good evening, James. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're well. As I said, this is a anything goes show. The late show. A few things to talk about. Internationals, obviously. We've been touching it on the lunchtime show, but for some of you who don't watch the lunchtime show, I thought we'll go over that again. And we had some internationals recently, yesterday, and we had, good turnout for our boys, to be honest. Obviously Deck's not around, as you know. What a shame. He's got sniffles. But obviously we've got 11 players out on international duty at the moment. A full squad, which is, as I said, a bit of poetic justice, license justice, you tomato. But Alex Kral in the centre back. But in essence, we've got a full squad out, which is great. That's the flip side of being, as James said, what are we as massive? The flip side of being massive is that we will have, unfortunately, our players get selected for international duty. So we've had, obviously, so far we've had a few games already played. We had the three Czech boys played on Thursday. Souček scored and played 90 minutes. So did Soufal. Alex Kral came on as a second half substitute. Fornals came on as a second half substitute against Greece. Yama played the whole game against Bulgaria. Masuaku came on a 40th minute substitution randomly. Vlasic came on as a 70th minute substitution. But two of our boys played sort of Friday night / Saturday morning, and they both scored their first international goals. So obviously we'll start with Mikel Antonio. So Mikel, let's go and check it out on Twitter. Obviously I'd like to show it, but we'll do it on Twitter. I think he's even on the West Ham website. He scored a typical Antonio goal, solo goal, as they drew 1-1 with El Salvador in terms of the Reggae boys. Now, he came on for the last 15 minutes, I believe, and that was the idea. They're going to give 15 minutes at the end just to run at people, and it only took him 8 minutes to score a goal, and it looked like they were going to be getting their 3 points, but unfortunately El Salvador equalised just in the last minute, but it was, I think, Antonio scored in the 81st minute, and then they scored in the last minute. And also, the boy from Algeria, the Algeria Del Piero, scored his first goal as well for Algeria. They actually only need a point now, I think, against Burkina Faso to book their spot in the final round of qualifying in Africa, the Africa groups. So he notched it was his team's second goal of 4 as they beat Djibouti 4-0? Yep. And former West Ham player Sofiane Feghouli. Remember him. So Sofiane scored as well. So, we've touched wood. First round, everyone's done all right at the moment, and no one's got injured, so that's all right. So we've only got another lot of games to go. So, am I the only whose heart is in their mouth? Is it just me? Or it's like I don't know. If Flo went away somewhere, I'd be sitting there until she comes home. That's exactly how I feel about everyone in this team at the moment. I don't want anyone to get injured. I don't want anyone to get a knock or whatever. By all accounts, Antonio's going to be playing most. Is going to start against the USA on Tuesday. When's the next group of games? Antonio, there he is on the 16th. So is that Tuesday? On Tuesday. So they reckon he's going to be playing. He's going to be starting against the USA. So we've also the first round have been done. So we've got. I don't think either of the French boys played, but I can check that because I haven't really checked that. I was just interested about Yarmolenko, about Antonio and Benrahma scoring because that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool at the moment. Let's see, we've got the chat. What are we? We are massive. We are TS Ross. We are 10,000. Well, mate, almost. We've got about 600 to go. So not quite yet, Martin. It'll be great. It'll be incredible if by the time Anton comes back, we'd have hit it. So Anton's going to have a couple of weeks off. So we'll see. Good day, breakfast show for Kieran. He's actually up at a reasonable hour for yourself. So Antonio's West Indian because he's West Indian. Fact. There we go. Doesn't matter. It's still. It's one of the great losses of the England squad, I think, in my opinion. Revenge class. I think it really is. He didn't get to play for England because I think if you see his goal, that's the type of thing that he's doing at West Ham all the time, and that's the type of thing which England could have done with. Particularly when you need to by all accounts, as I said, I think the Jamaican team basically literally gave him 15 minutes at the end of the game, and actually that's perfect. Really, you should do an interview with James. Chris is so busy, man. Honestly, he's so busy. He couldn't even do his sister's podcast the other day, so he's not going to get. Eventually, we'll get him on. Don't worry. Evening all, Crosshammer. Don't know if you know, but West Ham are effing massive. Now, I have heard this. We can talk about that in a minute. Actually, you should invite Gio. We've had both on the show. Did Miami's 11s long time ago. Gio Gonzo, top boys. They both of them are. I mean, in terms of being massive, I don't know if anyone saw this chart that was on. I think it was in the Sun. Thursday, maybe Friday, comparing the West Ham current season to a certain Leicester City season. I believe they might have won the Premier League in 2015-16. I believe so. And just looking at some of those stats, played the same amount. It's exactly the same point as it was for Leicester City. Both played 11 games. We've won 7. Leicester won 6, but they drew more and lost less. So they both had exactly the same points, 23 points. Points off the top, 3 points. Goals scored, exactly the same. However, we've conceded a lot less goals. We've had a lot more shots, a lot more possession, and almost over 1,000 more passes than Leicester City did when they won the league. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. The quadruple is still on. As I said, my friend had a bet on the quadruple, and I think for £1, it's something like £106,000. So 55-1 to win the Premier League. Could it happen? I don't know. But let's enjoy it while we can. A bit of Antonio at the Euros, even though he's technically ain't the best. He's not. He's the worst best football player in the world, isn't he? He's the best, worst player in the world. He doesn't know what he's going to do next. So, you think unpredictability, you could throw him on. Could you imagine the last 15 minutes of the Euro final and an Antonio, chomping at the bits, running at a Chiellini, a tired Chiellini? He would have absolutely roasted him, wouldn't he? He really would have just roasted him. But anyway, how is Stel? Stel's well. He said he might pop on. That's why at the beginning of the show, it's the late show with Russ and maybe Stel. I said I'd come on, and he says if he can, he'll come on. And Anton's baby. No news at the moment, but as soon as we get some news, we'll let you guys know. I promise. West Ham have been a big club with no ambition for 60 years. Some folk don't realise how big West Ham are. Revenge. Doing the interviews when I've been interviewing fans from all over the world, you realise how big we actually are. And I think before I started doing it, I was quite naive. I think I was quite naive to West Ham in terms of the size of the audience, but it is massive. And compared to like Leicester, I think we're a lot more massive. As James said, we're not less. We're mahoosive. We are. But I thought it was interesting when you looked at the comparisons of the two. You know, just say I'm not making any assumptions. But you look at that list and you look at those two, and I know Nigel's barometer. I think we're a couple of points up and a lot of goal difference better. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. Just saying. No more. The West Hamness in me isn't going to go any further than that. But if we could win the Europa League, I think I'd be happy with that. I'll be honest, I'd be happy with that because obviously that's guaranteed Champions League football next year. Then the pressure's off, isn't it? The pressure's off, and anything can happen. That Leicester team, they weren't in Europe. They'd almost gone down the season before. You know, they've always gone down the season before. They weren't in Europe. I think they got knocked out the third or fourth round of the FA Cup and the vice versa for the League Cup. Just saying, I'm up for the PL, the Premier League and the PL2. I want to do the league double. That's what I want to do. That'd be incredible. Particularly as we're not in the Papa John's trophy anymore. Hashtag Orcs conversation for Mr. Alessio when he comes back in. You sure he didn't get booked? Nah. Oh, I did get booked. Okay. It's Manny on a Minimum all over again, isn't it? Manny on a Minimum all over again. But there's been loads. I mean, you've got to think this way. I mean, that's why make sure you watch, obviously, the West Ham Weekly on Monday because there's so much news that's happened last week. Literally from about Thursday on, probably about Wednesday onwards. Obviously, with Krasinski, getting the old Danny Kaye getting the 27%. Mark Robson being a new under-23 coach. You've got Declan pulling out of, the internationals. You've got everything to do with the Papa Johns. You've got, people like Jamal Baptiste played in the England under-19s today, and they kept a clean sheet. What was the other? Was it Sonny Perkins scored for the under-18s? There's just loads of good news at the moment. So you go back and make sure you check that. The flagship show will be on Monday. Stell time. We'll call it Stell time because it could be 9 o'clock, it could be 10 o'clock, it could be 11 o'clock. You just don't know, Stell. Let's see. Let's get to Daniela. Good evening to you. Hope you're well, my friends. Lawrence, hope you're well from Alabama, USA. And that's what I mean. You say Albany, Alabama. I love the way that you guys always say the town and the state you're in. I never say I'm from Hornchurch, Essex, or I'm from Loughton, Essex, or Romford, Essex. But it's always I'm from Alabama. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Love it. Hello, USA has been dressed as a snowman. Each their own. What we got here? Evening all. Evening, Todd. Good afternoon. Good evening, wherever you are. It's the quintuple. We're playing. Do you know what? I completely forgot the Betway Cup, and ironically, Atalanta could be in the Europa League. If they finish third in their Champions League group, and they may want revenge for the Betway Cup victory. I forgot about the quintuple. I forgot about that. Hopefully, it's not. I think it should get to a case where like Arsenal have like all their trophies they've run around and they put it around. Hopefully, we'll start winning some stuff. We won't need to, but we might have to start putting the Betway Cups. Maybe check on Chef. Hopefully, you're not working now. Maybe you're on Maybe you're on shutdown now. Shutdown. But anyway, I hope you're my friend. That Leicester team was in a year where Chelsea and Man City were weak. Indeed. It was. And again, that's why, I'm under no apprehension that we would win the league. But I can dream. Like my dreams, they fade and die. We've already set ourselves up for a fall with that song, haven't we? Just like my dreams, they fade and die. Bubbles burst. So we know it's not. I've never found it the most song, singing that song because it's almost like admitting defeat already. Or we know it's going to fuck up somewhere, but let's enjoy the ride, innit? It's very rare that it's very rare in life. You have peaks and troughs in life. and you tend to only know you're on a peak. You're rising to a peak. You only know that after you've lost it and you're going into the trough. If that makes sense. Well, at least now we know this is a peak, and who knows? We could go higher. We could go higher. We could go down low. But let's enjoy the journey up, as long as it be. Pizza not worth it. I don't know what it is, but there we go. I think West Ham could win the title if we had a fit squad for the duration. Alf-Inge Haaland up front, and we're as little short as title contenders. Great to see Souček, Benrahma, Antonio all score. Indeed, it is. It's great. It's for me, it's really cool because it's just like, again, it's recognition, and it's nice to see Antonio as a beast of a goal. You've probably seen it. Not only massive for club, but massive for country too. Loads of countries, not just our country. Obviously, we're massive all over the place, isn't it? We're massive in Jamaica, Croatia. We're massive in Algeria, Ukraine, Czech Republic, Spain, the Congo. I forgot. I can't remember my flags for a minute. Congo and France. We are massive. We are massive, Scott. Any news on Ogbonna? No news yet, actually. I would say good. No news is good news, but we don't know. I don't know when he had his scan. Was it on Monday? I don't know when he had his scan. So there we go. Freddie Picquion has gone to... Really? Freddie Picquion, now under 23 coach at Everton. Let's have a look. I know Freddie. No, he's not gone to under 20. No, he's a what's name? WSL. He's gone to the women's team. He's assistant manager at Everton Women, isn't it? Yeah. He's now assistant manager at the Everton Women, WSL. Love it. Speaking of Everton, he's our Everton fan. Congratulations for the women's team, Everton women's team. Freddie Picquion, your assistant manager. Fair play. What we got? Ilford, Essex, dumped now. Well, I've just come back from Southend. I don't know why I'm doing a Cockney wobble, but the old fireworks. Very nice it was too. WH58, hope you well, my friend. You're home, that's good. I'll cry if West Ham win a cup. Yeah, I think we all will, mate. I think we all will. I mean, I don't know if it's just you, anyone else, but I feel the last couple of weeks, particularly that Liverpool game, I was there and I felt really emotional. Just seeing everyone just like happy and everyone like chanting, and they were doing, West Ham is massive, and it was just like you could see them, but the whole like crowd. And I can't remember that for a long time. Yeah, and I heard people walking out, and I was walking out of the game when me and Stell went back to the supporters club and interviewing people afterwards, and they were saying like, "This is why we've moved." You know what I mean? That Liverpool game was why we moved. You wouldn't. I don't think you would have got. And this is just my opinion, but I don't think you'd have had the same atmosphere as that Liverpool game as you would have if you were at Upton Park. In all honesty, even Jamie Carragher, and I don't really like Jamie Carragher, but he said what a phenomenal atmosphere it was, and it was, and the team, and it's not a hard thing. We had Stuart Slater on the channel the other day. Make sure you go back and check it out as a top. It's really nice, but I love Stu. He's a lovely guy, top guy. So make sure you check that out. It's only about an hour long. Nothing to do tomorrow, is there? Nothing to do tomorrow. So watch that for an hour. Watch the playlist. We've got a whole playlist of all the ex-players interviews. But he was saying, look, if the team performing well, the rest is easy. It's easy for him as well at the moment because the team are performing well, and he's doing the ambassadorial stuff. Sorry, a little tickle in my throat. He's doing all the ambassadorial stuff at the club, and where before if the team were playing well and someone, when they turn up to the bar and someone's drink's not ready and they'll be shouting at waitresses and stuff like the people on the corporates. Now they're like, oh, it's all right, the drink will come. But it's because everyone's excited about the game. It's typical, these international breaks, where it used to be nice for us to have a bit of a break from West Ham for a couple of weeks, not thinking about it. Now we just look at the table. We just can't wait for Wolves. Can't wait for Wolves now. We'll have to watch out for Huang, innit? He's the boy in it at the moment. Scott is the man. Hello, Chef. Spurs should have won. They should have won. They should have won. I mean, it was like it was set up for Spurs to win that league, wasn't it? Unfortunately, well, unfortunately, but fortunately they didn't. So it's good for us. Dream or AOS, I agree with Revenge. We should be contenders, and luck would make the difference. Luck always makes a difference, but I think you make your own luck, Aidan. Do you know what I mean? I think this year, the last 18 months, I'd say, a lot more decisions and a lot more things have gone our way than they would have done previously. In my opinion, it's like, and I think you make your own luck. I really think you do. You make your own rubber the green. But yeah, that's a good point. Think you have got another song. Think you have to get another song. Billy, Barry. We'll see, man. We'll see. Maybe Triple H's. We play Triple H's anyway. Lawrence, Husey, hyphen barking Dagenham. That's so funny, man. Playing and winning is a psychological positive, and that's why I think there's been times in this sort of run where we think, he's going to play a weakened team here, he's going to play, and he don't, because he don't fuck about with a winning team, and you keep the majority in there because it breeds success. If we keep winning the under 20, the under 23s keep winning, the women keep winning, it makes the club as a whole a really cool place. Scotty P smashing it for Bournemouth. Glad for him. Me too. Let's buy him tissues now, Russ. We're still in every competition, Barry. Everton's men's team having worse periods than we are massive. I hate international break weeks. We all do, mate. We all do. Particularly on the network, we do. On the West Ham network. Because, to be honest, we're playing two games a week. So you've got to think, you've got a preview show, you've got the watch along, you've got the highlight show, you've got the rating show. 2 a week, that's pretty much the whole schedule sorted out. So it's relatively formulaic in that respect. So when you have these international breaks, it gives you time to try new things. And so as I said, we had Stuart Slater on this week. Next week we've got another ex-Hammer. If you want to find out who it is early, go back and watch the Stuart Slater interview, because I sort of drop it in without really meaning to. But it's a really nice bloke, top guy. It gives you an opportunity to ask questions to some guys who have played hundreds of games at West Ham. We've got 2 more. Hopefully, we're trying to set up whether it's next week or whether it's the week after. And a couple of celebrity fans as well are going to be coming on as well in the next couple of weeks. We've got loads coming up, like literally loads. I feel bad when I see our international players sitting on the bench or just coming on near the end and thinking, they couldn't get in, they won't get injured then. Yeah, but I'm the same, Stan. That's why I don't like England when Deck's playing. I won't even watch England, really. I'll just, at the end, go on the BBC website. Okay, he went off. Why did he go off? It was like the 85th minute. Oh, yeah, right, fair enough. And then I'm happy. The one thing I didn't agree with is the Czech boys. Obviously, Souček and... Soufal needs game time. But Souček playing 90 minutes, they were paying Kuwait in a friendly. What's the point? Why don't you give Alex Kroll 90 minutes rather than Souček? Do you know what I mean? It just seemed a bit excessive. Russ, do you find it strange when the so-called big clubs class the Charity Shield as a trophy won? I'll take it. But the thing is, obviously the Charity Shield is you've either won the FA Cup previously or the Premier League. So actually, it's sort of like it's our version of the Super Cup, isn't it? Really, the Super Cup is between the Europa League, and we haven't even said that we're in the Europa League and we're in the Super Cup, aren't we? Great times. Well done, David Moyes and his West Ham boys from an Everton fan. Thank you, unknown. Good to know, man. Good to know. And isn't it interesting? That the last 2 managerial appointments, Eddie Howe at Newcastle, Steven Gerrard for Aston Villa, they could have, Newcastle could have gone and got Zidane, or they could have gone and paid the money and got Benitez. Sorry, Everton fans, but they could have, got a big name. But they've got a British manager who's going to bring in a really good backroom staff, and they're going to build a team And then longevity. Does it sound like anyone? Does it sound like any other team in the Premier League that's currently third, joint second on points? It's the blueprint. It's the blueprint, isn't it? And that's why someone like Spurs with Antonio Conte, that's not a long-term appointment. He's going to be there 2-3 years and then bugger off and throw his his toys out the pram. He's not that type of manager. Whereas someone like Pochettino, you can see was building something. He was building a team. It's not like David Moyes is, we're going to have him for hopefully a number of years, and then there'll be hopefully a succession plan for the next manager to come in. Maybe with sort of that West Ham, maybe a Scott Parker, maybe a Mark Noble, maybe Jack Collison. There's a lot of players there who can manage West Ham. There's no forward thinking. I was listening to TalkSport the other day, and they said Daniel Levy's employed something like 19 managers in 21 years. He's been there, and for 9 of those years was Harry Redknapp and Pochettino. But Newcastle, Eddie Howe, that's a great appointment if he's given time. Steven Gerrard for Villa, he's treading water until Klopp leaves, but still great appointment. And it looks like Dean Smith's going to be the Norwich manager. So, and again, that's longevity as well, because he would stay around for a few years unless he gets chucked out. Do you know what I mean? There was a referendum back in about moving to the gasworks, but most voted against. We had to move. Yeah, there was. I remember that. The gasworks, and then there was the Royal Mail by the station at West Ham, wasn't it? West Ham offline, we certainly are. Up the likes, everyone. Yeah, if you want. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, all that good stuff. Don't forget we're off the road to 10,000 subscribers, which is pretty mental, really, considering, the trajectory. That's a long word for a Saturday night, but no, it's going well. It's going well. We're all loving it. We're loving life at the moment. So is everyone, every other West Ham fan and channel at the moment too. It's better than the old days where international games were played between league games. True. I mean, I asked actually Stuart Slater when we interviewed him just before. I was like, what do you guys do when you're not picked for your international? Because he played at England B, he played under 21s. And he said, do you know what? I don't remember us having like 2 weeks off. I remember it literally being like on the Saturday, you played the game, and then you go away for the international, which would be on like a Wednesday, and you're back on like Friday for the next game. So they didn't have this sort of like long, like 2 weeks off in essence. And I know like modern days now, I think, wasn't it Moisey offered some of them, like if they want to take a couple of weeks off or a week off, they could. And famously, Bowen said no. He went to practice on his shooting and he came back firing on all cylinders. Should West Ham have signed Danny Ings? Maybe Tony. I think Tony for Brentford more likely than Danny Ings. I think just because that's literally another injury-prone striker replacing another injury-prone striker. Can't say that too quickly, can you? But look, I think Tony's a great. I think Ivor Tony's a great player. I think he's really good. Under 23 has been blocked points. They've been knocked out of the Papa John's trophy because of that. Unfortunately, the international breaks do stop momentum of clubs. I reckon it's horses for courses, isn't it, Paul? If you've had a really bad run, 2-week break ain't a bad thing. Particularly with the amount of games are coming thick and fast. You've got a couple of weeks. If you've got the nuclear team not on international duty, they can get together, can't they? Wolves will be tough, especially for Wolves who will be facing the Premier League team with the best away record. What are we, James? We are massive. Indeed. And we're third best in form this calendar year, I believe. But at least we can enjoy beating Liverpool for 2 weeks. We can. You're asking about who we got? No, it's not Tonka. We haven't got Tonka. We'll get him back, actually. He had a lovely time talking to everyone. Doesn't do a lot of these things, so he really enjoyed that. Kevin Keane. Oh, no, we might get Kev back for a game. We might do another game. I don't know if I've put him on these channel yet, but we did a couple of game shows with ex-players, and they were really good fun. And we might do it for the Iron Supporting Food Banks drive for Christmas. So yeah, we might get him back in. Morning from there we go. I've got the full address. Anybody wants to send him anything? Regent's Park, Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, 4118. I appreciate the little postcode at the end. Good to see. Can I put that into Google Maps? Google Maps, Regent's Park, Brisbane. That's it. Oof. Could be anywhere. It is 418. You could be anywhere there, mate. You could be anywhere there. You near Food Works? You near the Guitar Pit Stop? Are you near Techman Computer Service and Repair? Are you near Drake's Regent's Park? Are you near the Browns Plains Waste and Recycling Facility? Oxworks, you near there? Love it. What do you think of Telly's goal? Great. It's a typical Antonio goal, man. You can Benitez. We want Mike Bassett. You want Mike Bassett, do you? West Ham have about 17 for, I believe. Yeah, and I think in the Premier League, I think we had 13 managers, and we had like 5 before then, something ridiculous like that. Jazzer's back. Good afternoon, Jazzer. Or evening. Hope you're well, my friend. Ben Ryan was on fire. He certainly is. He's carrying on going from where he was at the Liverpool game. That's what was really important. And that's how international breaks can help. They can keep that momentum going or give them a break. So like Souček, arguably, before the last international break was getting a bit leggy, and I think people were getting a bit on his back a little bit. And then he had a really good one. He's come back and him on deck and just back to where they were. What guy is going to replace on Bonner? It's Diop time. I don't think it will. I think it'll be Craig Dawson. I reckon it'll be Dawson. He came on against Liverpool. I thought he played very, very well. He's got that old school defender mentality. I think the eventual successor is going to be Diop. See, this is a really interesting point, I think, now. And, we're coming into silly season soon in terms of all rumours and stuff like that. But I think this Bono injury is very similar to how the Soufal injury happened, where Ben Johnson's come in and basically cemented his place as a right back, and arguably as the right back for many, 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 many years. So whether it's Diop comes up to it, whether it is, maybe it won't be, but maybe he'll throw in a Baptiste or a Lesse, or maybe he'll go and get Keretakar or someone who is going to be the partner to Zuma for many years to come. And then you've got Zuma, you've got that centre back, you've got Zuma, and then you've got Ben Johnson. And those three, just that left back as well. Interesting. That's later volley against Sunderland 89. Keane scored one from the near corner flag that night as well. Very nice, indeed. He talks about it in the interview, Stuart, old Slate. So make sure you check that. Good morning, Darren, all the way from Thailand. Hope you are, my friend. Good to hear from you, bud. Do we need another set? I know this is quite. I think me and Stel should do have a mass debate show about this next week. About looking into January, about looking into, if we were writing on, it's very close to Christmas. If we're always getting there, it's for me. I get very Christmassy very early on. But if I'm writing my Christmas list in terms of who I want in January, I think I want another centre back. I think even if Oggy, it's only 3 months out or whatever, he's not going to get back to full fitness. And then I know they're going to offer him another year. They've said that regardless of where he plays, how long he plays this season. But still, that's only another season. And what he's done with Ariola in terms of giving him and having a look at him and seeing what happens. I think he'll do that with someone like I think Keretakar. I really think he's, although, because you look at, I know there's been rumours of Tarkowski and stuff like that, but I don't think anyone's going to sell to us in the Premier League. I don't think we're going to get Jesse Lingard for peanuts, because we're not down there in Newcastle. We're up here. We're massive now. We're in the top 5, top 6. That's the top where we are at the moment. That's our minute. That's our league at the moment. And Man United aren't going to strengthen our squad. I know we can wait till June, July rather, and get him on a free. But I think Newcastle. I really think Newcastle might nab Lingard, just because they've got the money and they need the players. You think Dawson, Russ Drakes is across the road? Oh, I'm tracking you down. I'm tracking you down. Right, okay, all right. Okay, Drake's is across the road, so I think you're quite near the Nissan garage, the Nissan dealership, there's a lot of dealerships near your road, on your road, isn't it? You've got Browns, you've got Kia, you've got Toyota and Nissan. Very good. Very good. Love it. Johnson's not cemented his place yet. Yeah, no, but do you know what I mean? He's stepped up. I don't think we saw him step up, before, and he's come in. And to be fair, Moyes could have easily played Soufal against Liverpool, but he didn't. Arguably our toughest game, and he hasn't gone with his number one right back. But anyway. Hey, Logan claiming to be in Brisbane, Kieran. Ladders, good evening. Hope you're well. We need a true striker. Lawrence, do you know what? While Mr. Moyes is at the helm, I don't think we're ever going to get the true striker that everyone thinks we need unless they clone Mikel Antonio. He's got a system, and that's why I look at El Nasri, and he's a great player. He's a great striker, but he just hasn't got that physical dominance that Moyes likes in that sort of striker. But that being said, though, to be perfectly honest, thinking about it, the number 2 striker, so to speak, for West Ham at the moment is Bowen, who's not a physically strong player, really. Not to the extent of an Antonio. So look, it could happen. It's going to come down to money, innit? It's going to come down to money and what we can spend this year. And then, personally, I can't see us getting a striker in January. I don't think we will. I think we won't get a lot. I don't think there's going to be a few bits and bobs. We're not going to get Martial. In all honesty, again, United aren't going to give us Martial, and they're not going to give us on a loan. They're not going to let us pay for like £5-10 million for Jesse Lingard. I can't see it happening. They'd rather wait. Same as Tarkowski. Why? There's reports that West Ham can have him, but it's going to cost 20 million. They can wait 6 months and get him for free. So and again, Burnley don't want to get rid of their players because they need to stay up, and so he's worth a lot more to them in their team than not in their team. So what's the price of staying up? 50 million, 100 million, something like that. That's what I reckon. Made some southern fried chicken, some sweet potato slices with mixed veg for dinner with a whole punch. A Colin the Caterpillar cake for dessert. Sounds good. Hey, Aiden, I know, but that's the postal address. Proper number 9. I'd like a proper number 9, but I don't think we will. I worked out that our squad cost £220. 220 million or 220 quid? If so, I might be able to get another squad in. Or maybe 2. It's go crazy if it's around payday. If Moyes was to be sacked this time next year, what would be the most likely cause of our change in form? Selling Declan Rice. That's what I reckon. The change in form would be selling Declan Rice, and then it all go a bit like what happened with Villa. Villa sell Grealish. They bought some great players, but didn't work. And they haven't. Grealish is worth more than 100 million to Aston Villa, if that makes sense. It's not just what he brings. That's the thing with Declan Rice. I don't think. I mean, our evaluation of him is obviously very high, and I don't think teams will pay that much for that type of player. But that's what I think. Because I think then it's all going to crash in on itself. It'll be form, won't it? It'll be a drop in form, and then he gets. But look, we're not worried about that. Jazza. Doesn't matter because we're going to win the quadruple, the quintuple, the quintet because we won the Betway Cup already. And Antonio with the tech of Greenwood. Oh, could you imagine? A question for Russ and everyone: Who are the 3 players that have won Player of the Year 4 times? 4 times. So I'm thinking one of them will be 4 times. So I'm thinking Sir Trevor must have won it at least 4 times. Nice question though. Sir Trevor, I reckon. I'm trying to think. Scott won it 3 times. I don't think anyone in the modern era. Scott won it 3 times. I reckon Dixie must have won it at least 4 times. How many people is it? Who are the 3 people? All right, so I reckon it's Sir Trevor, Dixie, and Bonzo. Am I right? Tark's ears stick out too much. There we go. Boy, it's clear is better than Leeds. He's Phillips. He certainly is. What do you think of Kane's hat trick when he looks like crap for this? I wish he hadn't scored. You know, it's like I was talking to a guy today. I saw one of my friends today, and he was saying, "Why don't Newcastle just like they need players to get in? Why don't they just go and buy like Harry Kane and Declan Rice? They've got the money to buy it." And I was like, "Well, they're not going to come, are they? Declan Rice isn't going to come to Man United to Newcastle." He's like, "But they could build a team around him, paying whatever he wants to pay." I said, "Yeah, but he does that at West Ham already established, and they're not going down." But anyway, yeah, I reckon, Bonzo. I reckon Bonzo, Dixie. What did I say? Bonzo, Dixie, Sir Trev. Am I right? That's what I reckon. Are you suffering from this morning? Is it hot? Is it hot over there, guys? Yeah, because I reckon Bonzo must have won it about 4 times at least. Yeah, I reckon Alvin Mark must have won it at least 3 or 4 times as well. Steve Helson just says it simply as it is. We are massive. Jungle is massive. West Ham is massive. Wake up. West Ham is massive. Wake up. West Ham is. That's a new song. Feel free. You're welcome. Neil from South is watching this on delay. 9:45 Sunday. Oh, Neil, you're funny. Oh, you guys. Do you know, I can never get one. I know Neil sent me a big description of how it all works. That's the one area I can never get the time difference right. Never do. And no one does it at the same time. Innit? The UK do it, and the Americans they didn't change their clocks, and it was like it's 4 hours for East Coast, and then it's going to go back to 5 hours. I used to work for an Israeli company, and they did theirs earlier, and it's like, why can't everyone just say, right, okay, ready, change? Would it be a lot easier? I might be stupid, but I've always wondered why we didn't exchange Moyes for Steve Bruce. Let's just move on. We are massive. If only Albania never ever qualified for a finals. There we go. We'll be giving news on Anton when we hear it, lads. Radio silence at the moment, but as soon as we hear it, we'll let you guys know. I promise you, because we've had lots and lots of messages. So lots of massages. I wish I'd be all like very zen, but no. Romford Pulse massive. That was perfectly timed with the music. Like at the end, I just didn't even mean to do that. Oh, I'm so good at this. I'm so good. But as I said, so what's coming up next week? So we've got as I said, we have so probably nothing tomorrow. Or yes, tomorrow's 15 minutes time. But we will have the lunchtime show on Monday at lunchtime, UK time. On Monday evening, we'll have the flagship show, West Ham Weekly. What a week it's been for West Ham. So make sure you tune in for that. That's going to be like a bumper. Stell's probably been writing the script for about a week. That's going to be like a bumper news in edition. You know, he's got to talk about Daniel Krasinski, now being the second highest shareholder of the club. Probably talking a lot more about him. You know, they've got everything about Deck, about the internationals, about the, as I said, about the under-23s in the Papa Johns, about Mark Robson becoming a under-23 coach. Just loads of stuff. And I believe the West Ham women playing tonight. I believe they're playing today, or not playing tomorrow, I think. They're playing Spurs. They're playing Spurs soon, I think. West Ham women. Yeah, they're playing Reading. They're playing Reading, so make sure you check that out. They'll be playing. Where's the fixtures? I never find the fixtures properly on the West Ham website. Women, there we go. So they are playing Reading tomorrow or Sunday, 3 p.m. kickoff at the Chigwell Construction Stadium, Dagenham Redbridge Stadium. So make sure you check it out. Great bunch of girls, and it's good fun. Obviously, Paul Konchesky's the assistant manager as well, so Conch will be there, and then they're playing on the Sunday after Wolves. They've got Spurs, so might get along to that one. Get along to that one. Antonio isn't pregnant. Just so you know, England play San Marino, not San Tropez, San Marino. They play San Marino. It's this. When is it? Oh, I can't remember. Is it Tuesday or something like that? Revenge Your Picture looks like a battleship. There we go. Good to see. Yeah, Antonio's having a girl. Good news, I think. Didn't go too bad tonight with an 8-0 win against for France. But did he play? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick butchers. I don't know if he played. And Wales thrashed Belarus, which was good. Always nice to see the home nations. And, you know, as an Englishman, I always like to see that. But 8-0. Let's have a look. How did it go? 8-0. Mbappe scored 4. Fair play. Lineups. None of the boys played. So Lloris was in goal, and no one played. So there we go. Sad times. Sad, isn't it? What nationality is Antonio? He's Jamaican. He plays for the Jamaican national team now, doesn't he? He's obviously scored the winner, which was great. So they did score the winner. He scored his first goal. They were in the lead, and then El Salvador scored right at the end, last minute of the game. So there we go. English with Jamaican parents. There we go. As I said, England's loss, Jamaica's gain. Bloody Lloris and Tottenham are seventh. They're not massive like us. Equal on second, joint second on points. Just on goal difference with third. I'll take that. And who knows? Maybe Chelsea and Man City will not win on the weekend. We beat Wolves 14-0. We're top of the league and having a laugh. One day, Russ. One day. Nah, good on it. And as I said, West Ham women are playing tomorrow. So if you want to go and watch a game, I mean, Chelsea are playing Leicester, so that could happen. And City aren't playing until the Sunday, I think, aren't they? Yeah, they're playing Everton. London is red, Kenny. Are you sure, mate? I appreciate you coming on. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share. It's not red. Come on, no. It's not. It's claret blue. It's claret blue. It's not red. I appreciate you coming on, man. I love it. I love people from other clubs coming on, but it's not red, mate. It's not red. Very cool. I served 26 years in the US Navy. Amazing, man. Though, so they weren't certain. Need to learn a bit more on old hammers. There we go. Chelsea can do one. Go blow your bubbles. Oh, Kenny, love you. Cheers, man. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, bless you. London. Well, you know what? Fair play. Do you know what I mean? You can and fair. You know, and sometimes they could have panicked and got rid of Arteta very early on when it wasn't looking good. But he's turned it around, hasn't he? He's turned it around. And wasn't it like the first time ever in Premier League history that the bottom team has beaten the top team or team that was bottom has beaten a team that was top and overtaken them in the process. There's some weird thing that's happened, but fair play. A lot of my friends are Arsenal fans, so fair play to you, mate. But I love it. And thanks for coming on, Ken. I appreciate it. Where are you from? Let us know where you're from, man. Let's go, Brandon. And what is it Arsenal do? I don't know. Chartet. I can't read that. My eyesight's going really bad, man. Why'd you say that to me, Revenge? Oh, you two boys. He's getting it on. The billionaire can buy world-class players. There we go, MG1. Fair play to you. As always, we'd like to, while we're on here, we'd like to thank all our lovely sponsors as well. We've got a lot of sponsors, so we'll just give them a quick shout out now while we have a quick break. There we go. Done our sponsorship done for the day. All done in one go then, isn't it? All done in one go. We haven't got anyone still going, I think we're doing something with Manscaped. I think we're doing... It's done. Press the button and it's done. Simple. As I said, we've got loads of coming up next week. As I said, we've got the flagship show on Stell time on Monday, whatever time that will be. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be a really, really good episode this week. Really, really good episode. There's so much to talk about as well. So it's going to be a proper long one. Definitely. Get your cup of tea and settle in for that one. Tuesday night, we're probably going to have a quiz. Another quiz. People really enjoyed the quiz we did on last week. We're not going to do that when obviously we go back to proper football, not this international crap. And so we'll do that. So that'll be cool. And so make sure you do that'll be Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Wednesday we've got an ex-players interview, where basically you can ask them questions. It's an open Q&A. We talk a little bit about West Ham. We'll talk a little bit about the season that's going on, and then you can ask any questions, and I'll try and get through as many as possible. I think you'll enjoy who we've got, so that's great. And hope we may have another one at least, maybe two. Then I think Stell's doing the preview for the Wolves game on Friday. We're trying to get an ex-player for that as well, which would be cool. And then I'll be doing the watch along on Saturday. And then we'll be doing like the highlight show, review show, that type of thing. So then we're all back to normal now. Then we got Monday the following week. Then we got Vienna and all back to normal. Then I don't think we've got an international break until next year, innit? I think so. Let me have a quick check. England, please. So yeah, we won't have another international until doesn't say. Okay, that's really helpful. Thank you so much. A great documentary. I wanted to say that I saw on BBC iPlayer, Making Macclesfield with Robbie Savage. Really good. Love it. If Spurs get a free seat at the Crooked Six, why are they so bitter at Newcastle's buying their way? Oh, do you know what? I think it's ridiculous. It's almost like you can't have our ball. You can buy the ball, but you can't have it. I think it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hit the like button. Come your eyes. London is claret and blue. Hear that, Kenny? London is claret and blue. Overland and sea. But let's not forget, as we always say, we are massive. Thanks, mate. I appreciate you as always, Lee. Thanks for coming on. What are your thoughts on the Martial to West Ham rumours? Chris, I can't see it happening. I can't even see Lingard coming, to be honest, in this transfer window, just because we're massive, and they're not gonna basically let us be more massive. They'd rather I could see Martial going to PSG or going out or going to somewhere like, no disrespect to anyone, but going to somewhere like Newcastle or like Villa, then come to West Ham, because we're 6 points ahead of them. That's why. Benny or Lingard? Benny, because he's younger. Benny, because he's younger. I think also, I mean, don't forget we've got there's the AFCON Cup, Cup of Nations, so that may play into people's hands. Obviously, Benny could potentially be there of Algeria, so let's not diss Arsenal. Arteta getting slated, but they're only 3 points below. So, I mean, he's done a great job. I think he's done a great job now. Show respect, we always do, mate. Will Noble play for another Premier League team? No, I don't think so, Kevin. Arsenal still got gold Premier Trophy. What, we got nothing, mate. Ken, we got no, we got a Betway Cup. It's like your Emirates Cup. That's what we've got. But mate, we'll enjoy it. We need to enjoy it. You got to enjoy the good times, Kenny, don't you, man? You got to enjoy them, because we haven't had any good times. So yeah, and as long as you finish, you're above Tottenham. That's fair enough for you, isn't it? That's good enough for you guys at the moment. West Ham are massive. Should be a Netflix documentary. No, I'm fine. Lingard is coming, I reckon. I reckon if we get Lingard, it'll be in the summer, personally. But that's just me. Dems are poison and against. I don't know what that means. Revenge, nothing to do with me. I don't like the Champions talk. It all falls apart. Do we even know how to win a trophy, Kev? No. We have not won a trophy, a decent one, for 40 years, over 40 years. Against Kenny, against the arse, but it's like it was 40 years ago. So, but this is what we've got. This is what we got, isn't it? So you might as well enjoy it while we can. Idiot fan, they don't say blood. They absolutely embarrassed to your club. Yeah, fair enough. Arsenal past, West Ham future. I think Arsenal. They've got some good youngsters coming through, so I think they're a good team. Honestly, no, I do. I think you look at someone like Liverpool. Why? I mean, if I was a Liverpool fan, they seem to, although they're fourth, they're one or two. I mean, they've got Firmino out for a long period of time. I can't really see many youngsters. I mean, they've got lots of youngsters potentially coming through, but I don't think they're going to be a force. I really don't. You think City have got some great. Got Palmer coming through. They've got Foden, but they'll need to spend big again. Chelsea, I think Chelsea could stay there for a long time. And then you got to think. Look at someone like Brighton. Brighton are 7th at the moment. Graham Potter, he could go to a big club maybe further down the line. Do you think Lingard will come this winter? No, I honestly don't. I would love him to, because I think he makes a huge impression, and he's made a huge impression on a team that you got to think all that summer he didn't actually do any. That's when he joined us on loan. He didn't actually play in front of a crowd until the last game, or play in front of a West Ham crowd until the last game. I'd love to have seen him feel loved. Do you know what I mean? You saw that clip on Twitter where someone's shouting at him, like when they're losing to Liverpool, and he's like, well, I'm not even on the pitch. That's the trouble. Russ, great show. West Ham is massive. Where's my mouse gone? Great show, West Ham. Thank you very much. We'll be going soon. I need to get some sleep. I'll go to a garden centre on Sunday. That's how I roll. I'm proper like, we're going to go to the garden centre. Yeah. Well, I didn't manage to go to Lakeside today on a Saturday before Christmas. The man's an idiot. And get all my stuff, all my layers, all my base layers for Lapland. So yeah, and to be honest, I should have just gone to bloody what's name. I went to Decathlon, just like smashed it, like bam, 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 20 minutes, got everything, 100 quid done, bosh, all sorted. Decathlon was alright. Arsenal are the team not to watch. Fair enough. Winter is coming, and so is Jayling's. Fair play. Look, if he does, man, fantastic, because we've got cover then for the AFCON, but we'll see. Jon Snow is bringing Lingard. How long have we been ahead of Arsenal for? It's crazy we can stay ahead. We stand chance. It is crazy. It is weird, isn't it? It's weird when you look at the league and you look at where we are. We're above Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United, Spurs. I mean, even to be honest, maybe even before last year, you'd say Everton. I mean, Leicester are 12th. I'm not being funny. They're not having a great season in comparison to where they should be. Brendan Rodgers, maybe. Who knows? Southampton, Brentford. I would say that's sort of usually our league, but we've jumped ahead of a league somehow. Smith Rowe, who the hell is that? Sounds like some sort of crappy guy. Smith Rowe's a great player, man. He's a good player, and I love to see new. I mean, literally, I watched about 10 minutes of that England game, and the 10 minutes was Smith Rowe coming on, and you saw the smile in his face of what it means. Even now, in this sort of in an age of football where there's so much money in the game, his face was a picture when he was coming on. He was buzzing, and that's what it should be like to play for your country. It shouldn't have to be a bind, or you should want to play for your country. If that's your birthright, that's fair play to Mickey for going to play for Jamaica just to get some international football, just to have a chance to play at a World Cup. Although the chances are he's probably not going to qualify for the World Cup, but you never know. That's what I love to see. Wally, good evening to you. I was better go, man. But anyway, highlight, trust you well in there. Everyone's talking to themselves. Darren, Wally. Oh, it's lovely to see. Lovely to see. Everton has spent 10 billion. 10 billion. Wow. And also, I was thinking about, we go back to Newcastle and Eddie Howe. Now, that to me is a clear indication that Newcastle are not going to spend big money in January. They can spend money, definitely, because they need it, but they're not going to spend big money because Eddie Howe is not. They're not going to give Eddie Howe 250 million quid to go and buy players. Not Eddie Howe. He doesn't do that, but he may go and get the best players of this position, maybe from the Championship, and then bring it up. But for me, it's like that's in terms of me in January. I can see us maybe getting a Championship, like a good Championship centre back, like with potential, maybe, or maybe a Coletta car, and then maybe I don't know. I want cover for Cresswell. I'd love some cover for Cresswell, but unless they can play left back. Longello can play left back as well, but they haven't featured, so that's what I'd like. And I would like Lingard. I don't think we're going to get him, but I would like him in the summer, in the winter if we can. I think only Chelsea have been on top of the league longer than us. I hope they stay top and win it, and that will be the only way we get top four. Fair enough. Eddie Howe wouldn't know what to do. Same as Moisey, to be honest. Moisey, that's what I mean. Moisey's appointment is Eddie Howe's very similar to David Moyes. He's very similar to Steven Gerrard as well, in that they're not going to spend all this money. If you give Moyes 200 million, he'll give you 150 million back. He won't spend it. All right, 500 million. Eddie Howe, 85 million, break the bank 3 times. Great shout. Tagliafico from Ajax. Good shout. But isn't he 28? I think he's about 28. I think he's 28. Let's check. I'm pretty sure he's 28. 29. You see, straight away. No. It's the thing. He's 29. And Aaron Cresswell's 31. So you sort of like, totally agree, Russ. Thank you, Hammerhead. They are man managers. And that's it. And they have seen the blueprint that's Davy Moyes. So I think you're going to get a lot more like British appointments, or appointments which are going to be long-term appointments rather than night watchmen or firefighters. Maybe I know like Dean Smith will go to Norwich. I think that's a great appointment if he goes to Norwich, because the likelihood is they're going down, but he's got teams up from the Championship into the Premier League. He's a good man manager. He's a very good man manager, I think Dean Smith is, and he would build something. Where if they got someone like Big Sam in, he'd leave as soon as they went down. He did it for West Brom, didn't he? That's who they need to get, someone like that. Someone like Dean Smith. I think that's who they're going to get. I think didn't Fat Frank turn it down. I think he would probably spend it on a striker. He won't buy a striker. He won't buy a striker. He'll only buy a striker if it's Mikel Antonio. Good afternoon, Rich. Good evening. Good evening. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to go, actually. God, is that a timer? I want to get my beauty sleep. And I don't eat too much, you can tell. Just a 10-minute nap will do me. Do me fine. Don't need it too much. You can't improve on perfection. But as I said, make sure you keep an eye out for it. Everything we've got coming up in next week. Next week's going to be a busy week. Busy week. And then the following week's going to be even busier because we're all back to normal, aren't we then? As I said, if you're new around here, why don't you give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, become a member. Kenny, become a member. Why not? Why not become part of the member army? Over 50 of us strong. There'll be some news about the memberships coming up, probably early December on that. But as always, we'd like to thank on my shows. I'd like to thank every one of our members personally at the end of the show with a little video. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get those jab appointments. I've had my booster, all right, and powered up, ready for the winter. And until come on, you eyes. And until next time, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Much love. Bye-bye.
It's like a family tree.